Hey everybody, long time no see. It's Work From Home Friday, and today I thought I would tell you about that time that we flew to Alaska just to buy a t-shirt. T-court song, the T-court song, it's Work From Home Friday. About a year and a half ago, Tammy and I decided that we were not getting a house in the mountains, and with our 20th anniversary coming up and a bunch of money burning holes in our pockets, we decided we would go on a grand anniversary vacation adventure. But to where? We had already been brainstorming for a while when a big travel expo came to town, and we went idea shopping. We looked at everywhere you could possibly go on vacation, including some beaches.
That involves sun and sand and bathing suits.
The one booth that did appeal to both of us was Alaska.
I don't know, dear. What are we gonna do?
I'm torn.
Torn between what?
Alaska and Florida.
Florida. We've been to Florida. We did a road trip to Florida.
I know, but our California road trip was so fun.
Our California trip was a lot of fun. And they've added to Harry Potter at Orlando a couple of new rides. So there's that.
A couple of months ago you mentioned it. About
new
going
rides.
back and doing things we didn't do the first time.
Yeah, we didn't do any Disney stuff last time. We could do Disney stuff, but Disney's expensive.
So is Alaska. What do you want to do?
I want to go see bears and fish for salmon in the river.
We don't know how to fish.
Exactly. I need to learn.
Do I need to remind you of the story you tell over and over again about you going fishing with your brother and how much you hated it because it's boring?
Well, that's fishing for carp in Lake Meredith and Amarillo. That's totally different. It's salmon with grizzly bears behind you. Ah!
I don't know.
Finally, we compromised, and I won. Planning a trip to Alaska was no simple task, and Tammy was right. Alaska is expensive. But we finally got it all figured out. And then I'm calling around and canceling all the stuff that we've already booked because the entire Alaska vacation has been canceled because we finally bought a mountain house! So you'll remember back before we bought the house, we were planning to go on a big trip to Alaska. And I had to cancel all the things. One of the things, we booked our flight through Alaska Airlines and we did it twice because we changed our plan about how we were going to do the trip. And the second time that I did it, we decided we had enough to go first class and we were going to take our time and do some other stuff. When I canceled those first class tickets, I found out they were non-refundable.
Oopsie.
Yeah, and now we have this credit that's only good for Alaska Airlines, and we had to use it before like March or something like that. So the house is done. We're broke, but we still have this.
What makes it funnier? We have no money.
But we have this $2,500 credit at Alaska Airlines that we have to use. Alaska Airlines flying out of Denver, you have to go to Seattle. So we were gonna well, we could go to Orlando, but you have to go to Seattle first.
And
then all the way to Orlando, which means the flights are a lot more expensive and it takes forever. So finally Tammy said, well, let's just go to Anchorage and come back.
Get a t-shirt.
And get a t-shirt. We're gonna go to Anchorage and get a t-shirt and have some crab, and then we're gonna fly home. And that's basically it.
We are going to Seattle, and we're going to do the Space Needle, so that's off my bucket list.
You have to go to Seattle anyway, and to get the cheaper flights, the layovers are like 10 hours, 12-hour layover in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see Seattle for a day.
I've never flown first class before.
Me either, never have.
We're in the very first seats of the airplane.
First seat, first row, right there. Never
And
done that
Seattle
before.
has an Alaska first class lounge, so we can go in.
Do they?
Seattle does.
We
Denver
get to
doesn't.
we get
Seattle
to
does.
go in the lounge,
Lounge.
just like Casey Neistat.
Food, popcorn machine, coffee bar, sweets.
Whoa! I wonder if they have free snacks.
They do.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
We're crazy. What did we just do?
Well, now this time around, the planning was sparse. We knew we had about 10 hours to explore Seattle, and some friends recommended a burger place in Anchorage. And that's it.
Make sure your seat backs and tray tables are up at this time. Go ahead and unplug your devices from seat power. Bags and larger items, including your laptop, should be placed completely underneath the seat in front of you or overhead. Smaller devices should be held or secured at this time.
Okay, time for
Any
another.
tickets I can help you at the window if you have Orca or Trans.
So, we just left the Space Needle.
Yay! It's
We-
off my list.
We had snack bar fish and chips,
Hey, food.
which wasn't actually that bad because Trent broke rule number 2, which is feed Tammy before she gets hangry.
I didn't get hangry.
You got hangry.
Not as hangry.
It's
as
because
normal.
our flight from Denver was delayed by 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. So we had to rush to the airport and rush onto the train and change to the other train and get to the Space Needle. And we made it and everything was fine, but we forgot the food in the meantime.
Yeah.
And now we're waiting for the monorail to take us back down to the waterfront. And then we have a big fancy seafood dinner.
Yes.
And then we go back to the airport
Yes.
and we fly to Alaska.
Yes.
See you there.
Bye. That's tall.
The guy handing out his music just called me John Goodman. Y'all know how much I love that. Well, it did say crab cakes, plural. Wow.
She poured our food on them. Not cool.
Seattle was a blast. We had a good time running around. The food was amazing. But it was time to head back to the airport for our late flight to Anchorage. And I do mean late. We got to the airport early and we're hanging out at the gate when... How did we forget about the lounge? Really good free snacks, comfy chairs, a million charging stations. It was amazing! Now, I did mention our late flight, right? By the time we were in our seats on the plane, it was way past bedtime. We made it. We're in Alaska. I'm so tired. So our flight landed about 11:30, which in Colorado is 1:30 a.m. How you feeling?
I'm actually doing pretty darn good considering what time it is.
I know. So now we get our rental car, drive to the hotel, take a shower, go to sleep, and then tomorrow, more adventure.
Tomorrow.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We think it's still dark. It's like 8:30 in the morning and it's still dark. So having some biscuits and gravy this morning, and then we really don't know what we're gonna do today.
We're gonna go out.
Going for a little walk, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Apparently from here we can get down and see a bit of the bay.
Oh, my keto card.
So this pale morning light, you would think we were out here at 6 in the morning or something. It's 9:30.
9:45.
9:45?
The sun just came up.
Yeah, I see water.
I want to see a moose. We can go home now. We got our shirts.
Okay,
Okay.
we got a t-shirt.
Yep.
Ready to go home now.
Okay, but can we go to the zoo first?
Zoo?
Hello?
It turns out that in November in Alaska, a zoo is uninspiring, less than thrilling. Well, how about empty? We did see one seal and a bobcat and a moose from a distance. And it looks like he would say, "Hello, I am a muskox."
Hi.
Dude, seriously. So the muskox did not appreciate my impression, and Tammy did not appreciate all of the empty displays. The tiger is in the cave, the wolves are sleeping, the bears are hibernating. We saw a moose way through the fence, and we got charged by a muskox.
I'm cold. There's no animals. Let's go back to Seattle.
I did get to see a grizzly bear sculpture in the parking lot. Now, we had not forgotten Kathy Page's recommendation for a great burger, but Tammy really was freezing and ready for a hot shower, and it was almost dark, so we got our burgers to go and we ate in the hotel room. Thanks, Kathy. Good food.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think this is where we're supposed to be.
No? What gave you that idea? At the Alaska airport, our rental car desk was approximately 47 miles from the terminal. At least that's how it felt when we had to walk the whole way. Hey, we made it. There's still nobody here. And the first class lounge there reminded me a little bit of the Alaska Zoo. But we managed a breakfast and had some time to explore before our flight. Hey, Hattie, you want a baby?
No. But we can get them out of the vending machine. I wonder if we can do a return if we don't like it.
Hey, honey, these books are too small. I can't read them. You know, Tammy, what's driving me absolutely nuts, the worst about Alaska? The crowds.
We're happy to have you with us this morning on Alaska Flight 98 with service to Seattle. Your crew today is Captain Bala and First Officer Chris. I'm Emily, and with me up front are Wendy, Sarah at the divider, and Adrian in the back.
Our second layover in Seattle was about 5 hours, and after the previous experience, we had learned that it would be really rushed if we tried to leave the airport. So we just took full advantage of the nice first-class lounge. It was a great adventure after all, but it did feel good to come home to my cabin in the mountains. See y'all next time!